have a monkey in your pants?
Alright then folks, welcome back to another Bad Influence fan commentary. This is Season 2, Episode 2. This is a 1990s magazine video game show hosted by Andy Crane and Violet Nipples Berlin. Originally aired on Children's ITV here in the UK between 1992 and 1996 it was. But let's see what's going on in today's episode. Nah, I'm rude, you fucking nutjob. No, it's not, it's Nipples.
Over the Pacific Ocean. Sorry, I can't stop to talk now. I'm in the middle of a dogfight with a man from Belgium.
Yes, I'm sorry about
Mr.
that. More
Crane.
about how you can use the telephone to shoot down Belgians later in the programme. But first, our main review this week is Rocket Knight Adventures on the Mega Drive.
It sounds like they're teaching us about the joys of multiplayer online gaming.
Violet, Top Gun Berlin,
What's going on?
landed for just long enough
What the
last
hell?
week to go behind the scenes of the most technically advanced concert ever staged.
That dude looked like he was enjoying himself just a tiny bit too much. Ding ding, ding ding ding, ding ding, ding ding. Bad piano
Well, if that's
playing.
the nearest you get to
Mr.
musical
Crane.
composition, 2 or 3 notes on a piano, and anybody within earshot runs for cover with their fingers in their ears, then what you need is this.
An Atari,
The
an
deluxe
Amiga.
music construction set too.
What is it?
Now, if you remember the original, you will realise that this has taken 7 years to come out.
Jesus
But
Christ.
when you see what the software is capable of, you will understand why. Well, it's just something by some unknown pianist called Scott Joplin. I don't know if
That's
he'll do anything.
pump.
But if you want to compose your own masterpiece, it couldn't be easier. We'll just stop Mr. Joplin in mid-stride here, and all you've got to do is select the note you
Well, I
want.
remember
Quaver, breathe,
the
semi-breathe,
Atari ST
and
seemed
simply
to be
use
the
mouse
musical
to put it on the
machine
stave
out
exactly
of the
where you
two
think it should
16-bit
go.
computers.
You hear
Certainly
the
for its
appropriate
MIDI
notes as you do
capabilities
it.
compared to the Amiga
And
anyway.
if that wasn't easy enough, it gets simpler. Take the melody straight from the piano keys down the bottom
No
here, and
way.
the computer will put the notes on the stave in the appropriate place. Then play
Mr.
it back to
Crane,
yourself.
you're a musical genius by the sounds of it.
Anything you can do musically, this thing can do. In fact, you can even change the
Sounds
tempo.
better than
I
my
thought that was a
efforts
bit
with Mario
slow.
Paint anyway.
So if we change the tempo here, we play back my fabulous composition.
What does changing the tempo
Let's
do,
make it a
Mr.
little bit
Crane?
faster.
Makes it faster. Shit.
Still sounds pretty dreadful, though, doesn't it? The best, though, is yet to come. And to show you that bit, I've got to get rid of my fabulous musical score and make way once again for
Translate
Mr.
it to
Joplin.
deluxe music.
Now, Mr. Joplin
Is
wrote
that
Cleo
made by the same
originally for
people as
accordion,
Deluxe
but we can
Paint?
soon do something about that.
Now I'm curious.
Let's just go along here, and it's a set instrument. And we can change that accordion to
Look,
anything
people,
we like.
this is the Amiga
Banjo,
workbench
no,
operating
bass,
system,
no.
if you like.
Oh yes, there we are, steel drums.
For those of you who
And
have
so
only
now,
seen
ladies and
Windows
gentlemen,
before.
I give you Cleo by Mr. Scott
Musical
Joplin, now on the steel
joy
drum.
for my ear holes.
And on that note,
You can't see me, but I'm dancing.
Amazing. Our main review this week is Rocket Knight Adventures.
What
on
are you
Mega
wearing
Drive.
again, Nipples?
Its
What is that
hero,
top all about?
Sparkster,
It's not
is
nice.
the last in a long line of ancient and venerable rocket knights, so called because of their
It's a game I've never played, actually.
Here's the intrepid
I've heard
Robert.
it's supposed to be good on the
This
good
is a
old
very
Mega Drive.
interesting game. It has all the elements of a first-class platformer. It
But
keeps you
like
on
I
your
said, I'm
toes
not
all
really
the
a
way
Mega
through.
Drive guy, although I do own one, but
This
so
is the
it's a
start
game
of
I've not
level
played.
2. There is a boss at the beginning of it, which is quite unusual.
Quite
as it usually
unusual.
comes at the
That's
end.
correct, child.
Sparkster is the main character in the game.
Spikester.
While you move him, every
Spikester.
part of
Why is
his
he called
body
Spikester?
moves. He has a jetpack on his back which will fire him.
He looks.
up
What
into
is he?
the
Is he a
air while
rabbit?
on the
Is he a
ground.
rabbit with a suit
You
with a
can use it to
jetpack?
get
Is
up
he a
to great
rabbit?
heights, which
with a sword?
just used.
Is he?
He has a tail which you can cling onto ropes and trees and
Not if
things.
his tail can cling
This
on
is
things.
level 5. The bosses in this game are very creative. I've just killed one of the bosses.
You have. I saw
but
it with
it'll
my
come back
eyes.
again.
It's brilliant.
There it is.
You didn't kill him if
This
he
is
came
still
back.
level 5. The guards are chasing me through the building.
Can't be a good
I
old
had to trap
platform
them
game
in
though,
lava.
and give it its due. It
Bingo.
does look pretty good, and it even
I used
sounds
the
pretty good
transporter to
for a
go to
Mega
the next
Drive,
room.
which is a bit rare for me to say because I don't usually rate
Hold down my button,
Mega Drive sound.
charge up my boosters, and then roar up into the
So
sky.
even the music sounds alright actually.
At first, I gave this game 5 stars.
Oh.
Although after playing it for a while, it became very easy, so I gave it 4 stars.
Oh.
The cutesy character can be deceiving.
Well, you've got your hair
It's a
tied
bit
back.
like Sonic, but
That's
my
a girl,
opinion,
ladies
is
and
better.
gentlemen.
At first, I didn't think this was going to be my cup of tea. But if I had the money, I'd go out and buy
Get
it.
the $44.99 off your mum. Get a paper bound.
Night Adventures. The girls
Steal it off
gave
your
a good
granny.
score of 4 out of 5, and the boys liked it too. 4 out of 5 from them.
Ooh, I thought maybe it would have been 5 out of 5. And if you don't know who this guy is by now, it is Namrud.
Thank you, Fiddlers.
He is Namrud. He gives hints, tips and cheats, and I think he's maybe slightly mental in the
For my
head.
next number, I will be playing the music for Starwing on the Mexican nose flip.
I was going to say, I
with some
recognise
very
that picture on the
arresting
screen.
visuals on the monitor screen. Now, to produce the arresting visuals, make sure both controllers are plugged in, but play the game only with controller number 1, and score more than 10,000 points. Then, when you die and go to the continue screen, by pressing Y or B, you can change your ship to any other ship in the game or any
Wow.
other object. Completely useless, but it looks nice
no,
and makes an ideal
that was a cheat I
accompaniment
didn't
to
know
any
of.
technically advanced, etc., etc. And now, for the moment you have
Pretty
all
useless, like you
been
said, and I'm not going to bother. Why have you got a bike light strapped to your hand, you complete fanny? Oh, that's just grim. Nipples.
1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, England!
Hello,
And welcome to Main Road
Nipples.
Football Stadium, home of the Light Blues Manchester City.
The Light
Today,
Blues
home to a
Manchester
different
City?
kind of
What?
team, the road crew of keyboard wizard Jean-Michel Jarre.
Ah, that's who I
who's
thought it
touring
was when I
Europe
seen him
this
dancing
autumn,
and prancing at
playing
the start
with
of the show.
cast of thousands to an audience of millions.
Some sort of
A major
French
tour like this one is planned like
music
a military
dude.
operation.
There's
Like a
more
small army,
explanation
they
of
bring
who
their
he
own
is.
catering, security,
And
and
he likes
power.
lasers and lights and stuff.
They used enough scaffolding to cover the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben.
This looks like
No
it could be
wonder
the
he's worn
weekly
out.
educational section of the show. Sometimes it's
Jean-Michel
alright,
Jarre
sometimes it's
already
toss.
directed operations
But I'd much
for the
rather we
stage
just
crew
get on
and
with
band
technology
who are
and
getting
computer
ready for the
games.
sound check. It takes 4 days to build the set, but things only really come together in the last 24 hours before the performance.
I'm still waiting to try and figure out what this has got to do electronically. I was going to say with the show.
Sequencers are computer-controlled keyboards. They talk to each other.
They
using
talk to
a
each other.
musical instrument digital interface, otherwise known
MIDI.
as
I win.
3 hours before the gates are due to open, and they're on their final run through for sound.
Oh, look at the dude. He does look pretty epic.
There was a rehearsal last night just for lighting, but because of the complexity of the show, the sound check can take longer than the event itself.
That's it. He said blah blah French, please. I heard him. I can speak French.
I managed to snatch a few seconds with the man responsible for the tour's
He's got some
smooth
funky
running,
boots on the wall, I can
technical
see them.
Coordinator Simon Ransom.
This is where we control and process most of the visual effects of the show.
Okay. Still,
Control
what has
lights,
this got to do with
sound,
bad influence?
Slides, all that sort of stuff is done from the 2 towers.
I just want some funky
And
music
then
and I
above
can
us we have
dance.
the lasers, the slide projectors.
None of this man talking
A lot of
nonsense.
specialist lighting effects that we use for throwing images out against the stage and against the screens that we have up there.
That man
The
sounds
show relies
thoroughly
on
thrilled
MIDI.
by his job.
Each component of the show uses the time code of the MIDI signal as a reference
Ah.
code. So here's the time code: 10 hours, 7 minutes, 54 seconds, and the frames keep going round. The frames are 25th of a second. So if the drummer decided to hit the cymbal now, then that might trigger off laser animations or fireworks or a sequencer. The musicians on stage play live on top of all the pre-arranged events, and that's the crux of it. All everybody else has to do is follow their cue.
Okay.
The gates are about to open.
I'm
I've just got
listening
time
and
to
I'm
ask Jean-Michel
interested.
what he
I want to
thinks
see a show.
about the people who say that computers are killing music.
Computers are killing
They're wrong
music.
because the emotions or lack of emotion is not the responsibility of the instrument, but the
Look at that
responsibility
funky
of the guy
French
behind
man.
the instrument. Anyway, whatever it is, tam-tam or a piano
Tam-tam.
or a computer.
Is that a sat nav?
The main difference between electronics and acoustics is the fact that with electronics you can be your own craftsman. You can
Yeah,
shape your
funky.
own sound. You can create your own sounds exactly like a painter is able to create.
It's got one of those, what is it, a
colours.
guitar?
I mean, most of the time in rock concert outdoor, I mean the performer is as big as an ant on the stage and people can hardly see or hear anything.
It's a crazy
And
mofo.
in that case, I try to start from my music as a musician, and then to try to compose the visual track. Like when you are doing a movie.
Google better
the
not
soundtrack,
spank my ass for this
in my case, I
Jean-Michel
make the music
something
and then I try
French
to compose
keyboard.
the visual track.
Man, music being played. So I'm just gonna keep talking louder than the music, everybody. La la la. Dance and sing. Wow. Dance and singing. And Google Tube's gonna get me for copyright. Oh, nice. Fireworks, lasers. 16 million tellies.
It's just like my garden on bonfire night.
Andy,
Jean-Michel
you
Jarre's
need a
European
haircut.
tour finishes in his hometown of Lyon in France on October the 12th. Now for this week's news and previews.
Finally, back to the good stuff. News and previews.
The latest add-on for both Game Gear and Game Boy are these radio tuners.
Oh,
You
really?
simply plug them in where you'd normally put a
I
cartridge
never heard of that for the Game Boy.
and listen to the radio instead of playing a game.
Or the Game Gear, funnily enough, but I had a
Unfortunately,
Game Boy
it's
back
FM
in the day.
only, but you do get a pair of stereo headphones. Should be in the shops in time for Christmas.
Thunderhawk
Interesting.
on the Mega CD is a helicopter-based shooter. There are a number of campaign scenarios to choose from, such as halting a gun-running operation in South America.
I think that
or
genuinely
stopping
looks
chemical
reasonable,
warfare
actually,
in Southeast
considering what it's
Asia.
running
So
on.
if you fancy becoming a missionary of heroic
Never
forces,
seen this game
This
before.
could be the one for you. It's due out in October.
The publishers of Mortal Kombat had a bad
Oh,
week last
why?
week. They were desperate to keep the cart from going in the shops before the official release date last Monday.
Mortal Kombat.
Unfortunately, people came in demanding their deposits back because they'd managed to get the game elsewhere.
No way, naughty
this, by
people.
the way, is the SNES version.
That's right, 'cause there's no blood.
Hello again,
Oh,
Scotty
hello,
burglars.
bad face.
The soothing effects of pets. When it's all getting too much for me, I like to keep calm by feeding my goldfish.
Doesn't look like there's anything in there.
To my piranha. There you go, Cuddles. Oh, what's that you say, Cuddles?
Get on with the
Tell
cheat.
them that the cheat for
That's right.
Robocod on the Amiga 1200. Oh, good idea. Right, I will. On the title
Robocod.
screen, all you have to do is type in O.S. Hit the space bar. Friendly. F-R-I-E-N.
Another decent game, actually.
Why? Now,
The screen
at any
flashed.
point during the game, you can hit the letter M, like so, and you'll be prompted to enter a level code between 1 and 55 to get to any new level, like this one here. Marvelous.
That looked like the same
Steady
level
then.
that just loaded,
Steady.
Mr. Rude.
Daddy's here. Daddy's here. Oh, ah, ah, ah.
Idiot face.
Still locked in battle,
And that
I'm
also
afraid.
applies to you,
This
Mrs.
may look like any other flight sim, but it is in fact unique.
Why?
You see, you're not just playing against the computer, but against real-life aces, who are most of whom
Real-life
are over 100 miles away from the studio.
Aces?
In fact, I'm even playing against our American reporter, Z
On a
Wright,
modem.
playing in New York.
What does this be running on?
I
A
can talk to him
56k
using the
modem?
communications panel. So, let's see. Hi.
It's on an Amiga
Sim.
as well,
See
Christ.
what he comes back
Is
with.
it?
Yo, Violet, I'm going to get you. We'll see about that, not if I see him first.
Eh.
The game's actually called Air Warrior, and it's the first and only flight sim that you can play over the telephone
Yep,
lines.
definitely looks like an
There's a
Amiga.
range of different planes which all handle differently, and you can fight against up to 40 different people from all over the world. To play over telephone
That
lines,
joystick
you need
looks
a modem.
something
That's one of
funky.
these, this little black box here that connects your computer to the
Proper
telephone system.
massive
It'll
wangly
also
analog
cost
stick.
you £10 a month to use the service and the cost of a call to London.
Hold on,
Now, Andy
so
was also in that
you have to pay
battle playing via
£10
the
a month to
PC,
play this
and I think
game
I
by
lost
itself?
All is not lost though, because he can record the same battle
And the
on
call
his
to London,
computer
did you
and
say?
play it over and over again until he gets it
God,
right.
that's gonna be
Congrats,
expensive.
Andy.
Yep, see, look, no hands. This is the film of the battle that we've just had, and obviously everybody's doing exactly the same thing as they did before. The cool thing is, though, if I press F8, I can release my plane from the fight. So I can control mine while everybody else does exactly the same thing as they did before. Better still, if I
What?
press N, I can
It's obviously
see
not
my
the
own
Amiga, it's
plane,
on a
which is
PC.
about to crash into the side of a mountain at the moment. On using the direction keys, I can look at it from all sorts of different angles.
Wow.
It gives me a hideous disadvantage, I know, but I've never objected to that kind of thing. This game can be played without being plugged into a phone, and it'll run on most home computers.
He's not playing
In
that.
fact, online games
He's simply
like this are
only
gonna become
holding the
more and more
joystick
popular.
backwards. He
A
doesn't even
modem
look
for the
like he
Mega
knows
Drive
how to
has
hold the
already been
joystick.
developed.
Andy,
It should be
you
available
filthy
in this
liar.
country next year. Now,
Nope,
some more
look,
games
he's
to
still
do.
banking right, and the screen's not moving. That was a fixed.
First Samurai on the SNES,
No.
a tale of good versus
On the
evil.
Amiga.
The young hero must battle against the Demon King with the good magic of the
Classic,
wizard mage to
Amiga
help
game.
him. Here's Andy.
Curious to
This
see
is
how
a
it
classic
holds up on
conversion
the
of
SNES,
original
actually.
Amiga game. First glance, it looks the same.
How do you
Once
know,
you get
child?
into it, you'll find out otherwise.
How? Why? Tell me.
This is level 2, Time Express. Food baskets need to be hit to open them so I can
Why is it
collect all the
different? You
food.
tell me.
Axes give me a special weapon, and this magic bell summons a sorcerer, so a genie will come and help me when I'm in trouble.
Pretty hard game as well.
Here
I
I'll
don't.
use the magic bell to
I
freeze
don't remember
the ball
getting
so I can
anywhere
get to
in it
mystic
at all
runes,
on the Amiga.
which are little red things in the corner near to my
Or
force.
maybe I just suck.
Little genie is going to be summoned and he's going to freeze all the balls with a stiller.
A stiller? Is that really the technical name for it? The magical stiller move?
I have to hit the balls to get past them, otherwise they will drain my energy, which is in the bottom left. Little stars flying about, regain my force.
Oh my god, he's actually going quite in depth, this little child is.
Yeah, I broke through the wall with the mystic to get a mystic rune.
Mystic
I did
rune?
this by summoning my sorcerer with the
And
bell.
a stiller.
My sword is going to go because I've lost all my life.
That's right. Oh no, my sword.
It will regain again when I get some more diamonds when I kill some more baddies.
Oh, well.
Breaking through windows can earn you food.
Oh my god, this
points, or
boy's doing a one-man
baddies to
review.
kill.
He's alright actually.
All in all, a good game, but definitely one for those who want a challenge.
It is a hard game.
The graphics are good, but it would be better if you could have a change of character or even a two-player option.
Really, that's not what the
sound of
game's
music
all
has been
about.
improved from the Amiga version, but this game's just too old, too repetitive, and too
Hold
slow.
on, the sound
And the
and
scores
music's
for
been
First
improved from the
Samurai.
Amiga.
The girls gave it an
You
average 3 out
wash
of
your
5,
filthy
and the boys
face,
agreed.
you must
They
lie.
gave it 3 out of 5 too.
The Amiga's surely better sound capabilities, unless they just changed
Garfield
it. Liar!
makes an appearance today in his own
Garfield of the Game Boy, look at this.
He's taken time
He looks
out from
stoned.
sleeping to visit some ancient ruins with his friend Odie the dog.
He looks
but has fallen
totally
into a
blitzed.
labyrinth of old rooms. Luckily, he's brought his
And he's
drill
got a
along.
pneumatic drill for some
Here's
reason.
Angela to help him out.
Garfield's one of my favourite cartoon
Ever.
characters, so I was really looking forward to playing this game. It does actually look like Garfield, and the animation is really good. I'm drilling there to get rid of that block.
Oh, I do love the
Collecting
Game
a
Boy.
bomb so I
You've
can
got to
blow
love
up
it.
some baddies. Like that mushroom.
Not a game I had
You
or
have to
played though.
press select
I
so
never
you can
played
blow up
Stoned
the bomb.
Garfield game.
Blow up the baddies. It's difficult with the buttons because you have to work out how to use them at first.
There's only two.
This is the end of level key.
What do you mean
Comes
it's difficult
down.
buttons? There's two buttons.
And then you have to find the
A,
door.
B.
You have to blast the blocks away.
I don't think.
And it can be a bit difficult because you have to be
I
in
might
the
be
right
a bit
place.
critical, but I don't think
But if you're not quick enough or you can't blast
using a
any more
pneumatic
blocks,
drill is called
you can get
blasting.
a bit wedged in. It's difficult to find out how to jump.
It's difficult to find out how to jump.
This game, it gets harder.
I'll give you a
and harder
hint.
as it goes
Press one
along.
of the little
I got
buttons.
to level 17 before I just had to
A
give
or
up
B.
because it was so impossible.
There's
See?
a lot of Game
Jump
Boy
there.
platform games being released recently, and Garfield is not the best of them. Just forget it.
Ooh.
This was very hard, but not very exciting.
That girl does
I
not
wanted to
look
put
good
it
with her
down
hair
after
tied
about
back.
20
In
minutes.
previous episodes, she
And
had
the
her hair
scores for
down.
Garfield, the girls gave it an average score of 3 out of 5, but the boys didn't like
Two?
it at all. Only
One?
1 out of 5.
Christ. Bad game.
Steady, Cuddles. Sit, calm down.
Nah, Mood, what
Now then,
nonsense
fellas,
have you got for us
still on
now?
the fishy theme. This is a cheat for Echo the Dolphin.
Really?
On the Mega Drive. All you have to do on the
Sure, you've
code
already
screen
done an Echo
is
the
type
Dolphin
in the
cheat in one of the
word
previous
please,
episodes.
Followed by 2 letters like ZZ.
Please, ZZ.
They will take you to Ridgewater. You can also experiment with different sets of 2 letters to get you to other levels. Now then, if you'll just excuse me for a moment.
You look like you've been in a bit like an accident there, Mr.
Daddy's
Rude.
here.
Is your fish giving you some issues? I want one of them
And if you're a
tellies.
glutton for punishment,
Somebody.
you can peruse some more of Nam's cheats on our data blast, which comes up at the end of the program.
me.
To access it, it's very simple. All you will need is your Commodore Garden VHS video recorder.
Just for
The bit of
sheer
the program
retro
to
goodness.
Video is the credits, the bit at the end, read by the mothers of people who work on the program. Then what you do is spool it back and play it forward again, but not at the
There you
normal
go, guys.
speed.
He's
Watch
telling
this.
us how the data
You play
blast
it
works.
forward using your pause and your frame advance button. So it goes to really slow.
I remember having a VCR back in the day that didn't have frame advance.
Over
I
90,
couldn't
in
do
fact,
this very
all
well,
completely free of
unfortunately.
charge.
I was like, pause play, and I kept missing
A
bits.
CDI player with software
No.
and still a bad influence t-shirt.
Don't want a
The
CDI
question
player.
was, what do the initials FMV
Full motion
stand
video.
for? And the answer is
Yes!
motion video.
Give me my CDI player, I
The winner
want
was
it now, I
Helen
changed my
Thompson
mind.
From the Isle of Man, and the prize will be winging its way to you. Congratulations.
What did they say? Did they say
And
Monkey's
so to this
Pass?
week's competition prize, which is as follows: an Amiga 1200. Oh,
See,
yes.
I knew that was
And
an
a
Amiga.
Mogun, and the copy of the game Air Warrior, and the Bad Influence T-shirt.
But then Andy
No
went and
prize
played
will
it on a
be complete
PC
without
and
it.
confused
You'll need a
me.
competition question. It is as follows: who played the ace pilot in Top Gun?
Tom
You think you know?
Cruise.
Give us a call
Winner.
on 0891
I'll get a nice new
700
Amiga 1200 with Air Warrior.
0891
Score.
700 100 calls will cost you no more than
25p is a bargain.
But get permission from whoever
Somebody
pays
phone
the
that phone number,
before you
please.
dial.
I want
Lines
to see
incidentally
what
stay
it is,
open
if
till midnight
anything.
on Monday.
I'm not going to do it.
Just before we go, have a look at this.
In case I get raped
Sunshine,
for
please.
charges.
It is the latest and greenest way to play your Game
Huh?
Boy. It's a solar battery pack.
What?
The idea is you charge it up by leaving it on your windowsill when it's sunny.
What?
And then you can just plug in your Game Boy
gonna say, you can't-
when it's charged up.
You can't leave your Game Boy
Play
in
away.
it, surely. It'll get cooked
Unfortunately,
while...
it's only available at the moment on import
The
from
sun's
Japan, where
baking it on your
presumably they
window.
have better weather than us.
That's a bad idea.
Take it away, Andy.
That's
it
a
from
bad
us. Bye.
idea. Oh my god, Mr. Crane, get the fudge off that piano. Oh, I apologise for singing. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. That was Bad Influence Series 2, Episode 2, classic 1990s video game magazine show. hosted by Mr. Nipples and Mrs. Crane. Got that wrong the way around, but you know what I mean. As always guys, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and join me next time. This is the Data Blast. Goodbye.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?